think the thing I liked about the Marseille performance was it really felt like a step forward in one of the things that we've been talking about for a long time, which is the balance between defence and attack. Liverpool were able to get themselves into really good attacking situations without feeling like they had to overcommit and leaving themselves vulnerable on the other way. They were able to keep both the fullbacks high and in attacking positions without leaving spaces behind for them to be counter-attacked on. The midfielders knew when they had to push up, knew when they had to kind of ferry across. We had Ryan Gravenberch in the right back position a couple of times and he did really well. So it felt like everybody knew what they were expected to do. Everybody had it all in hand. And if you can build on that and you can keep that balance between defence and attack, that's how you start turning draws into wins, I think.
That's a terrific point, Peter, I have to say to you, because if you go back to the first game against Bournemouth, you know, one of their goals that we conceded was from our corner, and then they go on counter-attack. I think it was Semenyo who scored the goal. You know, so it's a very valid point you make. I think that the word balance is that when we are attacking, make sure we keep the back door closed. Make sure we're not outnumbered and leave ourselves exposed to the transition or the counter-attack. So it's important that, as I say, hopefully we've learned from what's gone on in preceding games. Now it's about capitulation of them and making sure that we impose our game plan on them. And when we are, as you say, when we are on the front foot, make sure we put the ball away. You know, and hopefully, as you said, you know, some team are in for the hiding, and I just hope it's Bournemouth.
We'll let you get in position, Mo, because you've probably got a question for him in the course of the next half hour. Thanks for now, Mo Stewart, who will be back with us a little bit later on. Let's take a look at the table, actually, excuse me, Sam, because they might look at last weekend as a bit of a missed opportunity with the amount of shots just to go through and obviously get that win. How do you view this current setup of that top six at the moment and how that might change?
Well, as you say, Pete, you know, we're in fourth position. You know, again, 12 games unbeaten. Few too many draws in that, as we say, but you know, as I say, if we can turn them draws into wins, then you know there's not that much of a difference for us to be. You know, you're seeing there with 7 points between us and Villa. You know, but if we can turn them draws into wins, we're still there or thereabouts. You know, and as I say, for me, for us to be in the top four after such a difficult period, if you like, with a difficult watch, then we're still there or thereabouts, and we can still make sure that we can get in above these teams who are not too far away from us.
OK, well, we're going to hear from Arne Slot very soon. Do stay with us, hearing from him live around about 10 o'clock this morning. But let's hear now from Joe Gomez, who did ever so well. He was singled out for praise by Arne Slot after the way he played in Marseille. He caught up with Mark Benstead afterwards.
Bournemouth 15th in the table. Is this one of those situations where you say, look, they are way better than where they currently sit? Yeah, everyone knows that. Everyone knows their ability and how good they are as a group. Obviously it's changed because they've been so successful and they lose a lot of players, but they're so good at recruiting and bringing in new talent, and yeah, a great manager and a great team, so it's going to be a tough game. It's a manager with a really clear way of playing, and you know when it clicks, it can really click. Is that what you have to keep in your mind when you play a team that's got such a clear way to set up? Yeah, you know they're going to stick to their patterns and play with conviction, and I think they play with such intensity. We can see that, and it's going to be a tough game for sure. Does it help you that they've lost the top scorer, their star turn, or does that become irrelevant? Yeah, I mean, obviously he's an unbelievable player and always can have an impact on the game. You see him score late goals, but I think teams are more than just an individual, and like that doesn't change the outlook or the approach towards the game at all. And just finally, how do you view the rest of this season? Because given the position you've got yourself into the Champions League now, it feels like it's almost like a fresh breath of life into the campaign almost. Yeah, I think obviously we know our league position is pretty difficult in terms of trying to retain the Championship, and I think the Champions League, aiming to qualify in the week and get top 8 is massive for us and gives us a real focus to strive for and try and make something for the season, as it always should be at this club. So yeah, it's only positive, and we've got to enjoy it and relish the challenge. Appreciate your time, Joe. Thank you.
Joe Gomez there, who and Arne Slot has spoken about him so many times before, in that he's almost a throwback, and he doesn't need momentum to play well.
No.
He can come in from the cold and do as well as he did the other night and play the full 90
I thought
minutes.
he was terrific the other night, Peter. He did. My only concern about him is his resilience. You know, I mean, can he get 2, 3, 4 games consecutively? Because he came in, and I thought he was our most outstanding player the other night in defence. And it's just, can we keep him fit? Can we keep him in the team? Because, as you say, such a laid-back guy, great guy apparently from all accounts, and we need him. We need alternatives and options in every position, and we need him to be fit and to stay fit, because he can play, I'd say, as centre back or right back, depending on our needs. So I thought he was terrific the other night. I just want him to stay fit.
He's 4 off 300 games now for Liverpool, and came probably as close as he's ever come to scoring the other night.
Oh,
as well.
It was a great chance, you know. Is that right? Wow, yeah. Unbelievable. It just shows you, for me, the strength that he has, but for me, it highlights his weakness. I just want him to stay in the side, because he's such a great character to have in and around the place. As you say, laid back, nothing phases him. Just keep him in the side.
What is the key to that? They've obviously got a brilliant sports rehab team at Liverpool, but this whole thing of he just needs to stay fit. It's easier said.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. Correct, Peter. And I don't know what the answer is, to be perfectly honest. And I say very glibly that the resilience, but there also for me, all I'll say to you, they're working tirelessly behind the scenes in the sports science department and the recovery people to make sure that he can recover to play consecutive games, because we need everybody, particularly going into this phase now where, as you know, we're in the FA Cup, we've got the Champions League, so we need everybody available.
Let's take a look at the bottom end of the Premier League table then. I'm going to be careful how I say this, Sam, but you've also experienced this as well as a coach. And false positions as well. Sometimes teams, and Joe was saying it there, that he feels they're an awful lot better than the 15th place they are in the Premier League at the moment.
Yes, I agree with that. But the table doesn't lie. But all I will say to you is that, as I said before, with us, there's a lot of football still to be played. But looking at it, we've still got 16 games, an awful lot of points to be gained, and these are a good side. These are, you have to say to you, they're a dangerous side, because you can't predict how they're going to play. Them, the likes of Brighton, them, and Brentford, very good players, very good organisation, good coaches in each of the 3 teams, and I'd say they're better than that. But having said that, the table doesn't lie.
Yeah.
And I hope to, after the game tomorrow, I hope they're in the worst position, to be perfectly honest, and then after that they can get better. But for me, it's about us, and I think we can, because one thing I think they'll do, I don't think they'll have this low block that people keep on talking about. I think they'll come out and try and play against us, which hopefully there'll be gaps for us to expose and hopefully get the goals that we need.
Because they have a strong identity, and
very much so.
They won't want to change the way they play.
Very much so. It's down to the coach. He's a great coach from the Basque area, which I know very, very well. I think, as you mentioned before, he's a great friend of Arteta's, and they have this certain style play, this certain identity, and I just hope we can expose that tomorrow, because I don't think, as I say to you, they'll have 11 men behind the ball. I think they'll want to attack us, particularly at home, the Vitality Stadium, and I think that'll provide us with opportunities to break between the lines and hopefully get shots in on goal.
We are going to be live with Arne Slot in the next couple of minutes, and maybe even sooner as well. When you see the camera shake this way, it's normally that he's on his way. So let's cross live to the AXA training centre now and hear from the Liverpool head coach, Arne Slot.
Yes. Arne, just wanted to ask about Dominic after his free kick the other night as well. He's had the odd up and down as well, obviously the penalty missed against